Alright guys, welcome back. We are playing Higurashi When They Cry. Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi. Last time, we had a crazy water gun battle. And we talked about, in the tip, we talked about dice, rolling a 6 in life, whatever that even means, right? Um, I don't know. I'm still not sure. I'm not sure, like, where we are going with this chapter. There's so much stuff about Rena. I mean, obviously, also at the beginning of the last chapter, we had all the stuff. Yeah, at the start, right, with the whole like the context of this story is it's like Rena talking about it. I don't even know. I don't. What did Rena do? What are we like? What's happening? Right? Where like are we right now? You know? Does that question mean anything? Um, I guess what I mean is chapter 5 was like answers for like chapter 2. It really felt like, even though I think chapter 5, in terms of like the whole meta, like timeline process, whatever you want to call it, right? The meta timeline of timelines. I think chapter 5 is actually after chapter 2, right? It felt like we went back in time and we were back, like, and we got answers for chapter 2, right? So then it's like the question is, what the hell is this chapter then, right? Like, what are we doing? Right? What is the it just feels like something entirely new, right? Like this to me, that first chapter felt like this could be the beginning of like the one of those first 3 chapters rather than this new thing that we're doing, you know? So, I don't know. I guess I'm just curious where we're going. I don't know what Rena's gonna do. She did something, apparently. I don't know. I don't know. So I guess we'll just continue. Sure. Let's continue on. I awoke from my dream, still feeling excited. I must have had a very happy dream. I already forgot what it was about. It felt as if there was a switch that automatically made me forget my dreams when I opened my eyes. Very happy dream, huh? All I could remember is that it was a happy dream. I looked at the ceiling and enjoyed the happy feeling for a while. A happy dream. Happy dreams can be kind of bittersweet, right? It can be kind of sad because it's something that you don't have. It's something, as he says, disappears right when you open your eyes, right? It feels in a way kind of in the same vein as the things that the tip was talking about, right? Like rolling a 6 on any specific day, right? Like the just your life being happy or not, I suppose. Having happy things happen in your life, I suppose, right? Because having a happy dream can be so like you ever had like a really good dream? Just a dream where something goes really well in your life when you wake up, it's like, well, that wasn't real, so that's pretty sad, right? I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. I guess it's kind of in the same vein for me as like it feels related to again that conversation that Runa and Keiichi had in chapter 3. The whole like being present and enjoying your happiness while you have it, because it might go away. All of that, you know? It was Sunday today. Outside the window, I could hear a morning bird song that sounded totally different from what I heard on weekdays. No kidding. The morning bird song on weekdays sounds like they're in a rush, as if they're telling me to hurry to school. But on Sunday, it's different. I could tell that the birds are singing simply because they want to tell everybody how great a morning it is. Just the difference in perspective, huh? I even felt like the birds that sing on weekdays must be different birds than the ones that sing on Sunday. I wonder if there really are birds that only sing on Sunday. I don't think so. It sounds like a very luxurious job for some reason. I could imagine some crazy circumstances under which that would be possible. Um, like imagine it, right? Because on Sunday there are a bunch of people like walking around early in the morning. Maybe there's some really like shy birds that only that only like sing when no one's around. I don't think that's possible, but I don't think that's true. I can imagine it being possible, right? I don't think that's what's going on though. I think it's about perspective. It's a waste to listen to such a valuable bird song when you're not quite awake. As I fully awaken, my normal, crude personality takes over, and I start feeling stupid to even think that there might be birds that only sing on Sunday. I get it. It's an interesting thought. God, what's this track called? What is Wish, right? I love this track. As I yawned and stretched, my blood started circulating through my entire body. It felt good. I turn over and look at the clock, which says it's past 10 a.m. I used to go to my cram school on Sunday at 10 a.m. Ooh, right. That was before I moved to Hinamizawa. My parents made me go to several cram schools back then. I remember that the one I had to go to on the first and third Sundays of the month was the hardest one of all, because I had to change trains several times to get there. God, a busy life, huh? I was never allowed to sleep in so late back then. My mom always woke me up early so that I didn't miss my classes. That's probably why I've always dreamed of being able to wake up whenever I wanted on a Sunday. Needless to say, I don't feel that way anymore now that I moved to Hinamizawa. After all, I can always sleep till noon on Sunday now. It really must feel like heaven, huh? My life has changed completely since I moved here. Before, I used to think living in the countryside would be really inconvenient. To be honest, I wasn't even interested in living here. I think there definitely are inconveniences that come with living in a small town, like for sure, right? My mom grew up in like a tiny town. It has a population of like 300. The population is like shrunk every year because people are just like moving. It's like a dying tiny like village basically. She hated it. She definitely felt that there were many inconveniences of living in a tiny place. I guess it was much more isolated than like Hinamizawa is even, right? It was just kind of in the middle of nowhere in like the Midwest United States. Just like you had to drive like 45 minutes to get anywhere to do anything basically. Which is different than Hinamizawa. Hinamizawa, you go to Okonomiya in like an hour by bike, right? Which is like, the kids can do that. It's pretty easy, you know? I guess it's not quite as bad. And Hinamizawa has more people. So it's not, I guess it's a middle ground, right? It's not like a truly tiny, minuscule place. And it is out in the countryside, but Okonomiya is like right there, right? You can still go do stuff, I guess. Which like, it's when it's like super isolated that it would be like, I would not want to live there, right? Because some people do that. Some people live, like, out in the just super, like, rural middle of nowhere. They just have, like, a random house with land around it with, like, nothing for miles. I cannot imagine living like that. But it was only the first few days that I felt that way. Now, I don't feel attached to life in the city or its conveniences. When I think about what part of my life in Hinamizawa I'm the most attached to, I'd have to say, it's probably my friend. I was about to say that. Right. Thank you. That's what it's all about. It's so much, that's definitely a part of it, right? Something that Keiichi himself has thought about. When he was doing the cram school stuff, when he lived in a big city, all of that, so much harder to make connection, right? It's like, so hard. That's like a big problem with like, I don't know, modern living in a city, right? Especially with like social media existing now, all that stuff. It's so hard to like make real friends and connections, you know? Because it's just so... That's, like, the weird part of it, right? But when you're, when there's only, like, 2 kids that are around your age that go to your school, you're gonna be friends with them, right? I guess the reason why I'm being so sentimental is probably because I had so much fun yesterday in the water gun fight with all of my classmates. Despite my age, I got so into it, had so much fun. I bet the kids in the city wouldn't be able to play like that. No, I should say they wouldn't, even want to in the first place. God, can't read. They wouldn't even realize how exciting a simple water gun fight could be. Be too busy. I went downstairs and saw my parents watching a serious TV program, arguing about the topic together. God, and that problem has just gotten so much worse, right? Like, I don't like talking about this kind of thing, because I feel like it makes me sound like I don't know what it makes me sound like, but it's definitely true that with like the modern internet and social media and everything, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. If you actually like want to have friends and stuff like that, right? No one does anything anymore. I don't do anything. I've never done anything, right? Not like I grew up in a world where people actually did things, right? Like smartphones and social media and stuff started existing like when I was in like middle school, basically, right? Or before then, really, probably around like when I was like 11 or 12, maybe. So it's not like I ever grew up in a world without that, but it's just definitely true that, like, the state of things in that sense is kind of, you know, it's rough, right? And I'm not saying that, like, the solution is to destroy all technology, obviously, right? It's sad, right? It's sad. Because it's like, I wonder now if Keiichi was growing up in, like, 2020 or something, right? if he moved to Hinamizawa, how different it would be then, right? Like, I guess he would still go to school, he'd still have those connections at school, and it probably wouldn't, I don't know, I wonder how much of an impact, like, modern social media and stuff would have on a small town like this, right? The state has a monopoly. I guess. Exactly, yeah. It's normally, like, nationalizing something could, like, make it cheaper. You would certainly hope, right? Like, private companies could... God, we're really getting off on so many tangents in this episode. God, I guess my perspective would be that private companies, if they could all compete for it, then that would, like, that would probably drive the prices up, right? Because, yeah, they would have profit, be profit-oriented, you know? Not that I'm sure it's perfect, and not that I know anything about how this works. The experts on TV were arguing about the same thing. It seems like there's a possibility the telephone service will get privatized. I'm too young to understand how privatization can make things better. Interesting. But I can easily assume that people will start talking about privatizing the postal services in the near future too. Oh, God. I wonder what that's like in Japan now, right? My parents were arguing about the topic fiercely, but they got along very well. Let's put it this way. They get along well, and that's why they argue. I don't remember seeing them get along this well when we were living in the city. I mean, living in Hinamizawa, right? To just talk about this whole privatization thing, right? Like, if they did, if there was no nationalized telephone stuff, no nationalized postal services, that kind of stuff, it's places like Hinamizawa that it would get cut off from, right? Like, we saw that with, like, the bus line already, like, in Chapter 4, right? When they closed, like, the bus service to Hinamizawa. That would totally happen. Like, what private companies would want to take the, I'm sure, high cost that it is to send someone all the way out to Hinamizawa to, like, deliver the mail, or to, you know, whatever goes into, like, telephone wires and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm sure it's expensive, you know? Those are the people who, like, suffer the most from that kind of thing, you know? This is probably one of the things that got better since we moved to Hinamizawa. A cold relationship between parents doesn't bring any benefit to their kids. And obviously, it's not like I'm saying that, like, a nationalized service like that is, like, perfect, right? I'm sure, you know. The club activities, right? He's told his parents about it. I guess he has to, because he comes home cross-dressing every other day. And so he's had to explain it, I'm sure. Someone rang the doorbell. I see. I looked at the clock and noticed it's time to meet Rena. I guess I spent too much time enjoying waking up late. I ran upstairs to get a change of clothes. What's up, Rena? I quickly changed and ran to the front door. Rena was chatting with my parents. I always feel uncomfortable when my parents talk to my friends. Oh, I know, right? I'm afraid they'll say something embarrassing about me. If they told Rena that I wet the bed until I was X years old or something, is that an insecurity you have, Keiichi? She wouldn't wait until Monday to tell everybody in my school, or maybe even everybody in Hinamizawa. Rena wouldn't do that. Come on. Oh no, I guess she would. She'd probably think it's cute, and then it would all be over. Rena and my parents looked at me and laughed. I said good morning and they laughed. Oh god, oh god. I guess it was too late. It's over. My parents must have already told Rena some embarrassing secrets about me. I didn't want my parents to tell her anything else, so I put on my shoes in a rush and pushed Rena out of the house. My parents waved at us, smiling. Ah, it's all so nice. It's all so great. They said that before, right? Like when they left for like Tanagashi in Chapter 1, I think? I'm sure you will. I dragged Rena away from the house, and we were on our way. We rode our bicycles to the town of Okonomiya. It's a long way away. How far away is it again? It's an easy ride to the town, because it's mostly downhill. Oh, but needless to say, it's a hard ride on the way back. I felt like Rena was giggling whenever she looked at me. I badly wanted to know what kind of embarrassing information my parents had fed her before I came downstairs. I tried to give her a new subject to talk about in order to get whatever she heard from my parents out of her mind.
レナって何気にうちの親と仲いいよな。
She's close to everyone. Come on.
よくお話しするもん。
よくお話
Everyone
って
in
い
Namizawa,
つしてる
right?
よ。俺は見かけたことないぞ。
おばさまとはよくお買い物の時に会うかな。特売日とかポイントセールの日なんかはよく会うね。
ああ、確か冷蔵庫のとこに磁石でいろいろとメモが貼ってあってさ、どこそこで何がいつ安いなんてのが書いてあるのを見かけるよ。
それでね、今夜は何にしましょうねって話をしながら一緒に買い物するの。カレールーが特売だから今夜はカレーにしようかななんて話になると、じゃあうちもなんて感じで。
Interesting. Does Rena... This is like a question that I've had for a while, I guess. Is like Rena and her family. We only know Rena's father. Well, like know him. We've had one line from him ever, right? Which was like when Keiichi called her house in chapter 2 when he was freaking out about Rika, right? It's weird, right? Isn't it weird that she makes all the meals and that she, you know, maybe it's not, maybe she enjoys it. I am just curious what her relationship with her parents are like, right? That she does all the shopping, that she makes her own dinner, that she, you know, does all these things, right? I guess I'm not implying that means it has to be like bad, right? I wonder.
そういえば一昨日はカレーだったな。じゃあレナのとこもカレーだったわけか？
そうな、一昨日はポークカレーだったでしょ。豚肉が安かったから一緒に買ったの。
Just reminds me of in chapter 1 when she was, oh god, that's probably, that makes sense, right? In chapter 1 when she like knew the flavor that Keiichi had of like the ramen or whatever, right? That's stupid, which like meant nothing, like in retrospect. I don't even remember if I thought it meant anything, but like that didn't matter, right? She was just there. She's there all the time, right? Like God.
だからね、私の家でもカレーを食べながら、今頃ケイイチくんも同じカレーを食べてるんだろうなって思ってた。
I mean, like if anything, Keiichi's mom probably was talking to Rena about it, like back in chapter 1, right? About him demanding that they get the pork and bone. Was that it? Pork and bone? No, pork and ginger. Pork, bone, and ginger? Was that it? Yeah, pork, bone, and ginger ramen. He got like the giant pack of it. His mom was probably like complaining to Rena about it, and that's how she knew. Like, God. So she knows what I'm eating for dinner almost every day. It didn't bother me, but I did kind of feel embarrassed.
おじさまとはお買い物の時に一緒に会うことが多いかな。
And obviously that's how Rena would have known that his parents were gone as well in chapter 1, right? Like, sure.
ケイイチくんのおじさまとおばさま、本当に仲良しなんだね。
そういえばよく一緒に買い物に行くな。確かにいい年して
Good
仲
activity
はいい
to do
方だと
together,
思う。
maybe.
やっぱり両親の仲がいいのはとても大事なことだと思うよ。
What about your
お
parents,
買い
Rena?
物にも一緒だなんて、なんだか素敵で羨ましいな。
なんだかさっきから
おう
俺の親の話ばかりで恥ずかしいぞ。レナのとこはどうだよ。
Right.
仲いいか？
Oh,
うん、
okay.
仲いいよ。
Okay,
いつも
sure.
べったりしてる。
Oh, God.
だからね。
So
レ
what?
ナに居場所がない。
Her parents are a lovey-dovey couple, huh? Interesting. I've never met Rena's mother, but I imagine she's just like Rena. Maybe so. I guess I don't really have any reason to not think that's true. I could easily imagine her mother going crazy about the spot her husband missed when shaving, because it looks so cute to her, like sesame seeds on white rice. But again, I guess like my only reason to not think that is just the whole Rena does all the shopping, Rena cooks the dinner, Rena does everything. You know? I don't know. She must love to touch her husband's chubby stomach because it feels so soft. If you say so, Keiichi. It was funny how easily I could imagine her mother doing those things.
突然笑い出すなんて何かな。
レナの家のおばさんがどんな人か、もう俺も今度レナのおばさんに会ってみることにするぜ。
ダメだよ。ダメ。
if you're allowed to know his mom, come on.
レナだって
Yeah.
俺の夫と話をしてるじゃないかよ。ならおあいこだろ。
はうだってケイ
Interesting.
チくんなんかがあってもいいことないよ。
I mean, Rena's parents are like the only characters we know nothing about. That, like, you know, like we know things about every other character's parents, right? Sadako and Rika's parents are dead. We know Mion's parents, sure know quite a bit about them. Keiichi's parents, of course. But Rena, no, not at all, right? It's interesting because she is like an outsider in a way, right? Like she feels so disconnected from the rest of the whole thing, you know? It feels like the story could so easily just be the whole like Rika, Sadako, Mion, Shion thing, right? You know, like just the relationship between like Rika, the Furudes, the three families, and like the Hojos and all of that, you know? And then there's just Keiichi and Rena. It's like, what are they doing here, you know?
全然立派な人じゃないし。
Normal and boring, huh?
会う前からかなり予想はついてるんだけどな。
Like, Rena?
ズバリレナにそっくりだよ。
Yeah.
そんなことない。全然似てないよ。
I don't
そ
believe
の
you.
過剰な反応が雄弁に答えを物語ってるぞ。とにかくレナのおばさんに興味が出たぜ。
It is weird, right? Why doesn't Keiichi ever go over to her house, huh? Why is she always the one going to his
今
house?
度ご挨拶に伺うからな。覚悟してやがれ。
はう、そんなのダメダメダメ。ケイチくんがレナの家に来たらレナを
Why?
普段
Sorry, I keep skipping lines. My
大
bad.
変お世話になっております。いや、お嬢さんと真剣なお付き合いをさせてもらってるものです。くらいの方が面白いかもしれないな。
Don't tease Rena like this, Keiichi.
はう、もしうちに来たらみーちゃんにケイチくんのちっちゃい頃の話をしちゃおうかな。
Interesting. No, the fact that she doesn't want him to go to her house there, right? Like it's means something, right? Like, what is wrong about it? You know, what would be wrong with him going to her house, you know? We do know that Rena, there's the whole Rena, like Rina thing, right? Like her name. And her dad on the phone in chapter 2 called her Rina instead of Rena. I think I even took a note about that. I think that's the only reason I remember it, is because I wrote that down back in chapter 2. And I don't know, that's weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird? I guess I just don't know what to think about it, though. I don't know what to think about that. Like, what does that mean? Because obviously there's the chapter... In chapter 1, there's the tip all the way back about Rena's name, right? And how, like, Mion basically just said, you know, she doesn't like people calling her that, right? She's, you know, she's Rena, she's not Rina. That it feels like it's tied to something about her, right? I wonder if it has to do, again, with, like, her old school and all the stuff that happened there, right? So then it's weird. Well, is it weird? Is it weird that her dad would call her that? Maybe not. I don't know. Because I guess that is her name, right? That's what he's probably always been calling her, so maybe it would be weird for him to switch, or at least he, you know. But, like, I don't know, you should probably be able to talk to your parents about that, right?
ちっちゃい頃とは
Yeah, what are the...
いくつの頃のエピソードだ。
what are the stories?
レナがおばさまに聞いたのは
Oh, God.
4つの時の話と
I'm sure
6つの時
many
の
things
滑り
happened.
台の話と
Oh, no, these are all, like, Keiichi's, like, forbidden memories that he, like, thinks about late at night and can't sleep
あと
over.
すみませんでしたレナさん。レナさんの目の黒いうちは竜宮家の半径100メートルには絶対近寄らないようにするっす。
Oh, God, that's ominous. He'll go when she's dead by the end of the chapter.
ありがとう。
Damn it, Mom. I'll remember this. We arrived at the station. The place we're going today is right near there. Where are we going? Oh, it's a restaurant called Angel Mort. We were meeting up with the others there. We were going to Angel Mort. I was wondering if we were going to, like, the game store, but no. I was surprised when I saw the restaurant. It's usually a normal and quiet restaurant, but today, there were many people in front of it. They didn't look like they were waiting in line to get inside. It looked more like they were just loitering around. They should just line up and go inside like normal people.
うわー
Hmm.
すっげえ人だな
Is it the... It's not the dessert fest or whatever it was called, is it?
今日はイベントで
Oh, it is. Oh,
こ
God.
の日のためにすっごい遠くから
Not
来てる
again.
人たちも大勢いるんだって
Yeah, there's a flag saying Dessert Festa in front of the restaurant. Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. So, God, I don't remember... God, if I try and, like, piece together, like, the timeline, I don't remember how far into Chapter 2 this even happened, right? Obviously, this was, like, the end of the first half of Chapter 2. First half of Chapter 2. So it was kinda... It was a while later, right? It was after Keiichi had already been to Angel Mort a few times, and had talked to Shion Mion. There's Mion, right, the whole time. Before today. Interesting, interesting. God, and now that makes me think, it's like, how has the timeline gone before this? Who did Keiichi give the doll to, right? If Keiichi gave the doll to Rena, why? Why would Keiichi, or if Keiichi gave the doll to Mion in this timeline, why? What made that change? If Keiichi gave the doll to Rena, like he did in Chapter 2, what's about to happen, right? Why did things not go the way that they went in Chapter 2 then, right? I don't know. Are we about to see Shion? I heard that Angel Mort holds events like this several times a year, and a lot of people come to attend from all over.
今日のデザートフェスタはね抽選に当たってチケットがもらえた人しか入店できないの
Right.
でね1枚のチケットで4人まで入場できることになっててね
So did we get one from Mion, I assume?
なるほどなチケット持ってる友人が来るのをこうして店の前で待ってるわけか
Or they're just hoping and begging that someone will let them in.
ち
Yeah.
ょっと違うかなチケットの人にはねたまに4人未満で来る人もいるの
つまりなんだ落選者たちがチケット当
Yeah,
選者の
and they're about to start
こうして
begging
群
you.
がってるってわけなのか
At that time, the crowd of people roared in excitement. What was going on? Oh, God. I really just don't want to see, like, the creepy weirdos again, right? Man. Right, right. Oh, God, it's this guy. No way. Oh, no. It's over. It's all over.
フロントフィールドの夏コミ新刊を限定本付きで
Like, what?
日暮ベータ版
Oh, shit.
搭載版で譲って
I need that, buddy. Like, I mean, except I literally can't, like, if I hit F10, I can, like, where is it again? It's, like, up here or something, right? Like, I can change them, right? It's pretty easy. So, I already have that one. Sorry, man.
G 氏の魔改造フィギュアでなんとか
Right.
俺はこのお米券でどうだ
That's not nearly enough.
この愚か者
Huh? What does that
よ
mean?
くわからん騒ぎになっとるぞ
Me neither.
このお店のコアなファンはちょっと怖いからね
とこ
Very.
ろで俺たちのチケットってのはどうなってるんだ第一俺たちメンバーって5人組だろ
Oh, sure.
チケットの定
True.
員じゃ
Well, because Mion's already here, right?
ほらこのお店、
Right.
兄ちゃんの親類のお店だからね
日本って時々すげえよな
Very. She's always cool. Rena makes a fist and gets all fired up.
じゃあ行こう一気に駆け抜けるからね
それが最良の策みたいだな
Okay, I guess. We gotta go
よ
fast.
し
They better not trip us. Like, we nodded at each other. Since we were a group of two at present, it looked like we had 2 more seats to share. These people might try mobbing us in order to get a share. We crouched down, getting ready to run. The crowd of people seemed to notice us. Oh god, they're gonna, like, form a defensive barrier. Like, they have, like, SWAT gear. They're ready to stop them.
しかも女子と二人きりでボックスシートを埋めようとは
Oh god.
一緒に座ってラブラブな空気を打ち砕いてやるでござる
Great,
最後
good.
に一発だって
あは
しろゲルマンの鉄の意志を見せてやるのだ
Huh? Damn, they were going to tackle us. They do whatever it took to stop us from getting inside the restaurant.
今日はみーちゃんたちみんなの罰ゲームの日 私たちがお店に入れなかったら昨日の
I'm
勝
sure.
利が無意
Actually,
味になっち
yeah,
ゃう
I bet Neon would say that, right? That you guys missed out.
それ
You
だけ
know?
は認め
Yeah.
られねえな。俺たちがベストを尽くして得た勝利だ。だからミオンたちの罰ゲームを見届けるのは権利である。
Exactly.
義務でもあるもんね。
とかっこ
We
いい
have
と決め
to
たところで
uphold the rules.
下
Of
心丸出
course.
しなんだけどな。
はうさとこちゃんやリカちゃん、どんな格好かな。
What are we doing? Oh no.
お持ち帰り。
I know you aren't. Why are they allowed to go to your home and not Keiichi?
ヤングカップルめおとなしくチケットを
Some
差し
very-
出すでござるよ
Very impressive voice acting, frankly. Like that, I don't think I can make that
こ
noise.
こは通さねえぜ
エンジェルモートのイベントチケットを2人だけで消化しようなどとは許せんやりん。
Mm-hmm.
余った枠に我らを加えるでござるよ。
I mean, I guess Rena could just like kill all of these people if she entered cute mode. They reached their hands towards us like zombies. They gradually got closer and closer. We were actually taking it easy though. In fact, I'd say the situation was rather enjoyable.
なんだか昨日の部活がまだ
Sure.
続いてるみたいだね。
ああ、なんだか面白くなってきたぜ。
That game never ended, perhaps.
連中を蹴散らして一気に行くぜ。
了解。みーちゃんやさとこちゃんを相手に回すよりは簡単かな。
Sure.
だな。他の部活メンバーを敵に回すのに比べたら。
I don't know about that. I don't know about
2、30
that.
人ってとこか。
I think if you had to fight 30 grown men, Keiichi, you would. Would you rather fight Sadako? Would you rather fight Rika or 30 grown men? I don't know. I don't know.
悪いが、俺たちを止めるには人数がちょいと足りないぜ。
よーし、じゃあ行くよ。
おう
Our enemies number about 20 to 30. Oh, I guess there are 30 of them. If they wanted to stop us, they should have gotten 10 times more people than that. I'm sure. Or yeah. Okay. God, how did that take 30 minutes? I guess I was rambling about nonsense for a while. God, I swear there was a...
いらっしゃいませ。エンジェルモートへようこそ。
I swear I had a note about something. But maybe not. That's very descriptive, isn't it? Okay, let's continue.
本日はイベントデーになりますが、チケットはお持ちですか？
We're on the list.
チケットはないですけど、名乗ればいいと言われてます。竜宮レナと前原圭一です。
ただいまリストを確認しておりま
Right.
す。
The fancy list.
少々お待ちください。
God, we've not been to Angel Morton forever, have we? When was the last time we were here? Did we come here in Chapter 3 at all? I don't think we did, right? I guess Chapter 5. Start Chapter 5. We were here. Seems like many fans of this restaurant aren't normal people. I bet they tried to get in with lies or fake tickets. No wonder this waitress makes sure to check the list.
いや、しかし、恐ろしい連中だった。
No
あんな
kidding.
のがひしめいていたら、健全な客は店内までたどり着けないぞ。
そうかも
It's just
ね。
funny coming from Keiichi, though. With how ridiculous he is at times.
でもレナの行く手を阻むことは誰にもできないんだよ。はう
I'm sure.
それはそうと、あれは肘か膝か顔面の急所を正確にぶち
Oh
抜くとは
god.
恐ろしいやつ。
The way Runa swept them off their feet with super fast and visible jabs was incredible. It even gave me a chill just thinking about it.
だってレナのお持ち帰りを邪魔するんだもん。きっとみんな可愛いよ。みんなお持ち帰り。
Oh god.
怪異モードのレナが相手じゃな。まあ連中もあれだけ派手にぶちのめされれば敗北を受け入れられる。
I don't know. They probably haven't given up. We'll see.
圭一くんだってすごかったよ。大勢に囲まれて飲み込まれたと思ったら急にシーンとなってその後みんな涙を流しながら道を開けてた。
What did he do? Did he he gave them a speech?
なんでかなこの
いや別に落選したお前たちの代わりにこの俺が入店してる。
Oh, I see. Right.
だから
Right.
どうしよう
Mhm.
今は涙を流しても次の抽選の勝者になれ。
I guess that's a very
と
Keiichi thing to
まあ
do.
そのあたりのことを少々語ったらみんな理解してくれたようで。
圭一くんってアジテーション得意だよね。
Very.
聞いている人を共感させる能力というか、我が部の口先の魔術師って感じ。
その口先の魔術師ってもう決定なのかよ。
No, they aren't.
他の通りなはないのかよ。
どうだろうね。考えてみるね。
Rena laughs loudly.
大変お待たせしました。リストにお名前を確認しました。お席へご案内します。どうぞこちらへ。
Okay. The waitress led us to our seats. The restaurant was completely packed today. It made for a cheerful but sort of crazy atmosphere. All the customers of the restaurant were very unique people, just like the ones loitering around us. Very unique people. That's quite the euphemism, Keiichi. There's an aura of excitement in the store, but it also smelled a bit sweaty. They were also talking excitedly, using special terms that I don't understand. Again, just like the people outside. Oh god. Oh god. It's like the same group, isn't it?
舌で味わうものでござるが、エンジェルモートは目で味わうのでござるよ。
Right.
今日は大運のウェイトレスさんはいないでござるか。
Yeah.
女の子のローテのチェックは基本
They should not have. They have the shift roster like public. Like that would just encourage like crazy like stalking. Like that should not be a thing.
ツンデレ好きならカーモコ
Oh
の
god.
17時以降は絶対抑えたいですね。
Right.
逆属性の方は金曜17時以降が勝負。
I regret coming here today. And at the same time, I was really glad that I didn't lose the game yesterday. This punishment might be a bit easier for the girls. But, as a guy, if I had to undergo this punishment today, I would have been kicked and punched by those crazy customers, because they would have been burning with anger. Okay. Let me explain. I didn't come here just to eat lunch with Rena today. The punishment is as follows. The losers have to wear a costume that was randomly chosen and help with the event at Angel Mort as a waitress. Oh god. Oh no. Oh god. Wait, we can't subject Rika and Sadako to that. Like, tell me that they only have to be waitresses for you. Like, we cannot subject them to that with all of these, like, lunatics in the store. Like, that, we can't do that. That is a, like, civil rights violation. Like, please. The winners can enjoy eating desserts, receiving service from the losers. When this punishment was announced, I'd actually prepared myself for the punishment, because I thought I'd lose the game, like always. I was losing a lot recently, so I didn't think I could win. Yeah, I mean, it'd just be another opportunity for you to dress up as a girl, Keiichi. Like, you love doing that. I assume Rena felt the same way. Who could imagine Rena and I would do so well as to win? You're great, Keiichi Maibara. You made me proud. Everybody started shouting, clapping their hands, and whistling for joy. I don't blame them. They came here just for the event at Angel Mort. None of them expected to see the waitresses wearing different costumes like this. Oh god, what are they gonna be? Like what are we talking about? Rika's gonna be dressed up like a cat. What's Sadako gonna be? I don't even know. Like, I guess if we're taking it back to, like, the chapter 1 thing, when they had to, like, dress up, that's what I'm thinking of, right? Rika had to put on, like, the cat ears and stuff, right? Sadako just had, like, the collar and was doing, like, the little sister thing, right? That's not much of a costume, you know?
Me.
Oh god, she's just in the normal outfit. The normal Angel Mort outfit, I mean, isn't she? Oh no, I guess that's like a... Okay. I was just looking at the arm. I guess it's like a, you know, she has a school swimsuit on, and then half of it is like the Angel Mort outfit. Okay. Sure.
待て、落ち着け、レナ。
Great.
ここでお持ち帰ったら罰ゲームにならん。
Rika-chan appears with glasses of water and wet napkins on a tray. They drew lots to decide on the costumes. Rika-chan's costume is the uniform of Angel Mort, which we regularly use for punishments. Oh, is it just that? I can't even tell. Okay.
エンジェルモートへようこそなのですよ。
Rika-chan put the glasses of water and the wet napkins in front of Rina and me. Oh god, like what are we doing? I guess I, like, kind of can't even picture the Angel Mort uniform in my mind. I don't remember what it looks like, frankly. Other than, like, the sleeve. Like, this is very, like, distinctive, right? It's, like, weird. How does this even, like, stay on, honestly? Is it, like, connected there, I guess? I don't know. Rena raised her weird voice, and everybody in the store followed suit. You can't say that. You aren't allowed to say that. Everybody started shouting the phrase. Before I knew it, they were surrounding our table, trying to burn the scene of Rika-chan serving customers into their minds. Like, this really, it feels like this is, like, a very, like, a dangerous punishment, right? Like, we're gonna, like, do we have, like, security guards ready? Like, what is the, you know? I guess Runa is the security guard, but I'm concerned. I guess.
チロチロ見られると恥ずかしいのです。
I'm sure.
そういえば、おなじみのエンジェルモート制服だが、
それはですね。
Oh God. Tomita and Okamura are here. How did they get in? Tomita-kun, our underclassman, pushed his way through the crowd.
富田君じゃないか。なんだ、岡村君も。二人とも当選してたのか。
そんなことはどうでもいいんです、前原さん。
Sure. I guess this is far more important.
ここでフルデさんの衣装について説明しましょう。ご存知の通り、エンジェルモートの制服は成熟した女性の魅力を前面に押し出すことを最大の目的とした衣装です。
I suppose.
そして着衣には多少の成熟した年齢相応のプロポーションが必要とされます。
I guess, right? They would all be like way too big for Rika, right? I mean, sure.
その意味においては、未発達な体型であるフルデさんとは最も相性の悪い制服と言えるでしょう。
それだけでなく、問題となったのは、フルデさんの体型に合うサイズを店舗側が用意できなかったことであります。
One of them has a crush on Rika, one of them has a crush on Sadako. I don't remember which one is which, but
そのためフルデさんは
I guess it doesn't matter.
エンジェルモートの制服を着るという罰ゲームを実行するためには
I see.
工夫をせざるを得なかったのです。
Thank you for the rundown.
そこでフルデさんはプール用の
Okay.
水着で衣装を代用したのですが、それにより神をも予見できなかったであろう水着とエンジェルモート衣装というありえない組み合わせが生まれたのです。
I guess. Thank you, Okamura.
この武装により現在のフルデさんの攻撃力は従来火力をはるかに凌駕。
I
属
suppose.
性付与状態異常の追加
Elemental
クリティカル発生率の
Right,
大幅
right.
アップしかも上昇中には無敵時間まで与えられるに至ったのです。
God, I started playing Mugenics yesterday, and this has reminded me of that, right? Like all these weird, like, effects and stuff. Man.
この素晴らしさがわかりますか？
I suppose.
わかります
She
よ
can
ね。
solo the final boss now. I don't know.
つまりこれを竜宮さん風に言うとこうです。持ち帰り。
I know you aren't. No one is taking her home. Please.
ダメだよ。ダメ。お持ち帰るのはレナ
Well,
なんだ
no,
よ。
Rena, you aren't either. But please protect her from the, like, actual freaks that are here.
お持ち帰り。
Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun held Rena's shoulders, and they shouted the phrase in their excitement. The phrase had spread throughout the entire store and was now out of control. This is so much worse, right? Like, this is really... Things are getting out of control very rapidly, right? Like, last time, it was just, like, the normal Angel Mort stuff happening, right? And things were bad enough. Now it's like this. Like, this is... I'm worried about what this could ignite, you know? Anyway, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun surprise me sometimes. For their age, they're so good at giving passionate speeches. They'll probably make it big in the future.
みーちゃんとさとこちゃんは二人も楽しみ。
Oh god, so they're gonna have different uniforms, right? Like, what are they, like... At that time, the crowd sent up another roar. I'm waiting for it to not actually be Mion. It's like, Mion convinced Shion to do it instead, to take her place, so she doesn't have to do the punishment. That's what I'm waiting for. At that time, the crowd sent up another roar. I hear Mion telling them to let her through. I don't remember what kind of costume she picked. Oh god, what? Is this Kamida? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. So that happened. Okay. God, that's weird. So that happened in this timeline. The stuff with like the baseball game with Sadako and all of that? Okay. weird. Okay, okay.
いや、元気？
元気かどうかなんてどうでもいいっす。それよりあれは
God.
あれはどうなってるんすか?
Of course he's here, I suppose. Kameda-kun was in a state of great excitement. Thick veins were displayed on his forehead. The source of that excitement appears through the crowd.
こうなりゃやけだね。
What are you? What are you?
毎度どうも。ウルトラレアチーズ
She's just wearing like her gym outfit, but also her school outfit. Like I guess. Mion appeared with a cake on a tray. Oh, now I remember what she picked for her costume.
みーちゃんも可愛いよ。
ああ、もうとんでもない災難だよ。この格好はケイちゃんにやらせるつもりだったの。
Oh, right. Oh, that's how it worked, I guess. Is they like put in like they picked their costumes without knowing he would have to wear them, I suppose. Okay, okay.
前原さん、この格好も並々ならぬものがあります。
Right.
しかも普段の部活では上昇無敗、完璧鉄壁猛満隊の委員長の普段の姿を知れば知るほどに
Leads to much more satisfaction, I'm sure.
だと思います。
God, Keiichi, I don't know if you're a good influence on these kids.
逃れることが叶わないとは、恐るべきは部活です。
God, look at her stupid face. Like, what is that? Okay, yeah, Keiichi. Keiichi. Keiichi, give us the rundown. Go ahead.
二人で同じ器の巨大パフェを付き合った仲じゃないっすか。それなのに俺に内緒でそんな素敵な部活をしてたなんて納得いかないっす。こんな部活の存在してたら野球なんかやらなかったのに。
Kameda, if you were part of the club, you would be one of the people wearing a uniform right now. So, like, I don't know if I would want that.
俺の人生のリセットボタンはどこ?
Oh God. The crowd roars in excitement. Thank you for the sound effect.
なんという部活でござるか。
こんな夢のような部活は聞いたことないやり。
みんなダメだよ。
Right.
部活はひなみ沢に住んでる人しか入れないんだよ。
I think there's more qualifications than that. I don't think everyone in Hinamizawa could join, but sure. Well, maybe. I don't know. I guess if they can go through the initiation, if they can prove themselves, anyone could join, I suppose. I don't know. Like, Keiichi had to go through quite the initiation, right? With that first game. So, stop there, Rena. The population of Hinamizawa might double by tomorrow.
しかし素晴らしい罰ゲームっすよ、ケイ。
I suppose. This is a weird looking sprite. Like the angle. Just the way her body is angled to the side and her head is completely forward like normal. I don't know. It looks weird to me.
ショートケーキだって全て剥いてしまえば単なるスポンジケーキに過ぎないんです。
I suppose.
それをクリームで飾り、とえ旗への美しい装飾が奏でる素晴らしき魅惑のハーモニーは。
Like, oh God, we're just back to this. Right. I forgot all about this. The crazy, like, speech that Keiichi gave to Kameda about, like, the cake and all that, like, right. I forgot all about that. Yeah.
このセーラー服とブルマの組み合わせは素晴らしい。本来ならどちらも日常的な学校衣装であり、それはそれで味わいがあるのですが、それはそれで置いといて。
Man, there's so many callbacks, right? Like when Keiichi was talking about nudity to Shion and like the people in the alley when they kicked down the motorcycles for the 5th time, right? And Keiichi showed up in chapter 5. Oh God, there's so many, man. It's all coming together, right? All these connecting. How impressive, right?
制服と体操服という近いカテゴリーにありながら交わることのなかったこれら衣装。そう。
I suppose.
デザートに例えるならまさにいちご大福。
I don't know what daifuku is. What is that? I'm looking it up.
誰もが絶対に合わないと思った組み合わせが
Need to take a little break, right? Daifuku. Oh, well, I immediately see a picture of strawberry daifuku. So that seems like that's not like a weird thing then. I guess I don't understand. What are we talking about? Okay, I guess it's like, it looks good, I guess. What, like, is it, though? Like, a type of Japanese confection consisting of a small round mochi stuffed with a sweet filling, most commonly onko, a sweetened red bean paste made from... Okay. But you put a strawberry in it. Okay. Sure, I suppose. Let me read this line. Okay. Yeah, that's his code name. Whoa. Were they there for it, for the baseball game? Like, come on. Or did it somehow go down differently in this timeline? Like, I don't know. Oh no. Oh god. Oh no. Oh, I should have seen this coming. Oh, I'm terrified. Oh, I am horrified. Oh, I like, this is bone chilling. Oh man. Oh god. Oh no. I need to take a break. No, this is... Oh god, I am petrified right now about whatever is about to happen. Eerie just broke in through a window. Like, oh god. A guy tumbled in and landed on his feet elegantly. It was Coach. Oh god. Did Keiichi, like, commit some grave sin here? Coach glared at me in anger. He was breathing hard with a scary expression on his face. Or is it just for not inviting Yuri? Oh god. Oh god. Right. Right. Of course. Right. I'm sure. Unfortunately, this sprite also looks like weird to me. Doesn't it? Like, is this just me? I feel like just especially this one, because her head, because normally, in her normal sprite, her body is, like, angled, like, the other way, right? So her head is, like, kind of angled to, like, fit that. But her body is angled the other direction. So, like, it looks like... this is just weird. This is just... The sprite, like, doesn't look right, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Bang, bang, bam, bam. At the moment of his scream, 3 different metal buckets fell on his head, one after another, and a Chinese walk finished the job. Thank God. I guess we have Sadako's, like, traps as protection. God. Right. Well, this time it was death, unfortunately. This is really just a reward for Rina, like... Right. Yeah, you got some harsh competition, buddy. I don't know. Right. Once Rina goes into cute mode, she becomes merciless. If a rock tried to sabotage her chance to take her favorites home with her, she'd break it into pieces. If it was a river, she'd fill it up with sand. If it was the sea, she'd split it in half like Moses did and walk through it. I suppose. What? Coach got up on his feet like a zombie. Oh, I'm sure he has just as much determination here. I couldn't believe he could still get up after being hit by all of her super fast attacks. Fantastic. Far too weak. Like, what are those noises? It's actually so impressive, the voice acting at times, right? Like, how do they... God, I just feel like you don't hear things like that in, like, English voice acting, you know? I don't know. Like, just listening to his voice, right? It's so ridiculous. I'm just thinking about how I feel like in English voice acting with stuff, you never hear a character. Like, think about the difference between the way Eerie is talking right now and the way he normally speaks, right? I feel like you, like, never hear that, right? That's crazy. Like, it just feels so... I don't know, it's so genuine, you know? It's like they're really getting into it, you know? He's no match. He's no match at all. But Rena, you have to pick one to take home. You can't take all of them home. Eri was down on the floor, his body twitching. Oh god. Rena just hit him with a barrage at point-blank range.
しかし、圧巻な光景だな。
I suppose.
勝ってよかったと同時に、負けてたらその一角に俺がいたかもしれないことを思うと。
Yeah, which one would you have picked, Keiichi? Actually, we all know he would have picked the maid uniform. Let's be real. Keiichi is well known to love being dressed up like a maid. Like, come on.
全く悔しいですわね。いくら罰ゲームも部活の務めとはいえ、こんな格好はあんまりでございましたよ。
It's actually like scary. Like, yeah, I don't disagree.
おじさんの格好に比べたら、さとこの格好なんてまた
I don't know. I think Rika might be worse off. I don't know.
メイドの格好がまともに見える時点で、みんなただれてると思います。
I don't know. It's fine, right? Come on.
ほらほら、レナ。いつまでもハウハウしてないで。
No, I think I agree. I think I agree that outside of Erie's insanity, Sadako probably has it, like, not the worst off, right? Like, it's probably okay, right? It's probably fine.
負けた連中にサービスしてもらうのが勝者の特権なんだ。
Like, I guess I would have picked the maid outfit too, right? If I had to pick one of those to wear. I guess it would have to be the maid uniform, right? Like, I guess that's not the worst, I suppose, right?
今日は誰を持ち帰ろうかな。は
う。そら、ウェイトレスさん、今日のおすすめは何かな？
Yeah, we haven't even ordered our food, like...
こちらのフルーツパフェはいかがでしょうか？
God, where's Shion? We need Shion here.
ただいまシュークリームのセットがお安くなってましたよ。
Okay.
お水ならいくらおかわりしても OK なのです。
Don't order anything, I guess. Rena's nose was bleeding because she got to keep the waitresses in cute costumes all to herself. I should actually thank her for acting crazy like that, because it made me look calmer than I really am. I was as excited as her, and my nose would bleed too if I wasn't careful. I now understand what a slack-jawed smile means. Thank you, Keiichi.
ねえねえ、リカちゃんウェイトレスさん、あーやって。
Are these kind of restaurants, like, do these, like, exist? Like, I guess they do, but, like, it's weird, right? But I guess they do, right? Like, not like this crazy, I'm sure. I don't think there's a restaurant where there's a bunch of, like, school children getting dressed up in maid outfits. But, like, I don't know. Nothing like this. I've never seen anything like this, that's for sure. But no, I guess it is. Like, maid cafes are real in Japan, obviously, right? I wonder how much of that is fueled by, like, tourism, right? Like, how often are, like, the maid cafes in Japan just, like, tourist places rather than places that people actually, like, go? I don't know. That'd be something interesting to, like, look into, I suppose. I would be curious. Because I guess I just can't imagine, like, I don't know. I was gonna say I don't understand the appeal, but I guess there are people who would certainly, see the appeal in this, right? I don't know, I'm just thinking, like, would I really want to go to a restaurant where all I can order is some dessert? Like, for one, like, that's an issue, right? Like, I don't want to, when am I just gonna want to eat some dessert, right? Like, that's weird, right? So that's the first problem. And then two, it's just weird, right? It's just weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I have, like, a problem with it, like, existing. It's just, for me, personally, I wouldn't want to go to a maid cafe, right? It would just be odd for me, right? I'm not, like, being all weird and saying, like, oh, I have some problem with it existing, right? Just, I don't know. Doesn't appeal to me, I suppose.
さとこ、俺にも一つ頼むよ。
Oh, God.
ああ、ミオンには肩でも揉んでもらおっかな。
Do they have to?
もう悔しいですわね。
Don't make her do this.
なさいませ。
You have to open it for him.
肩もみか。おじさんの肩もみは高くつくからね。
Yeah, charge him by the minute. Gulp. The audience gasped at the sight. I bet Angel Mort has never had an event as exciting as this one. Every table had 4 people squeezed in together, but only Rena and myself were at this table, and 3 waitresses in cute costumes were exclusively serving us. They were giving us shoulder massages and feeding us desserts too. Yeah, they're gonna, like, attack you. This had never happened before at Angel Mort, and it never will again.
そうでござったか。
Oh god, like what is that
こ
voice?
の人たちはでは拙者のお部屋を一つお願いしたいでござるよ。
Please don't. Please just stay at this table where you're like safe in a way. One of the other customers wanted to get a piece of the wonderful treatment and patted me on the shoulder. I punch him.
ああ、悪いけど、
Thank
おじさ
you,
んウ
thank
ェイトレスじゃないのよ。お部屋はあっちにいる本物のウェイトレスにお願いしてくれる？
なのウェイトレスさんではないのでござるか。
I mean, they see someone like here, like looks just like you all the time, right?
ここをしわしてもらえんのでござるか。
別に私たち店員さんじゃございませんもの。あなたたちにサービスする言われなどありませんでしたよ。僕もサトコもミーも勝者の2人の慰め者なのですよ。ミー。
Oh god. All of a sudden, Kabita-kun screamed, starting to blame me.
ケイさんばっかりこんな美味しい部活ができて。
You could, I don't know, start your own club. Like, it's also not wonderful 90% of the time Keiichi loses, and so would you.
いや、
So,
それは俺たちも相応のリスクを払って得た権利だからな。ずるいと言われても。
僕たちもずるいと思います。
I suppose Tomocho and Nakamura, right? I'm sure they actually could try and join the club, and they aren't in it, right? They have more. There's more sway behind them saying it's not fair, I guess. But again, they would have just lost. They would have just lost. So, Tomocho-kun and Nakamura-kun were standing behind Kamada-kun.
大体前原さんが昨日ので優勝できたのは僕たちが委員長の背後
Oh,
から
I
やっつけ
see.
たからですよ。
No, that was a particularly like strategized plan. Like, come on.
前原さんが負けたら罰ゲームがかわいそうだなと思
No,
って。
that is not what
僕
happens.
たちにもちょっとは感謝してほしいです。
なんだか面
Oh
白い
god.
展開
Oh
になっ
no.
てきたね。
Mion,
どう
don't
するケイちゃん。
don't give their words any sway. That is not what happened.
どうするも何も俺にどうしろと。
よしよし。亀田君
Oh
と富
no.
田、
Oh
岡村。
god. I'm scared. They're gonna have a
そこ
game.
まで言うなら、今日の勝者の権利をかけて、ケイ
That
ちゃん
can't
と
be
レナに
allowed.
勝負を挑んでみたら？
That can't be allowed. Although I guess it is, right? They kind of always do this, where they in the club they're so superior to everyone else that they have to be able to defend it, right? Oh no. Oh no. What's it gonna be?
みーちゃん、それってどういう意味かな？この
Keiichi is gonna have to be in a maid outfit yet again. It's over.
部活メンバーの他の精鋭たちを圧倒的大差で破ったお二人だもんね。こんなメンバーですらない連中なんか束でかかってきても負ける気しないでしょ。
Kamada-kun clapped his hands with glee. Tomoto-kun and Nakamura-kun nodded in agreement. They looked fired up already. Damn it, I have to fight against them here?
そういえばケイチさんとレナさんの勝負は預かり勝負でございましたものね。少し外野が混じるとはいえ、ここで優勝決定戦をされるのも面白いですもんね。もちろんここで負ければ僕たちと一緒に罰ゲームに加わってもらうことになるのです。
It's so unfair. I don't want any outcome from this, actually. Like,
なんかうまいことやられてる気分だが。レナはどうする？
actually, no, I just want Runner to win. I want Runner to win and everyone else has to dress up, actually. That would be the outcome.
レナは負けないよ。
Exactly.
だってみんなレナがお持ち帰りするもん。
You're gonna take Kamada-kun home?
ケイ
Like,
チ君はどんな罰ゲーム服かな？みんなお持ち帰り。
what kind of other outfits do we even have here for people to wear? She sure is motivated. I can see Kamada-kun was ready to fight for the ticket to paradise at Angelborn. My two underclassmen were also eager to have a chance to fight against the members of the club for the first time. Oh god. Oh god. He somehow didn't die.
よっしゃ、このメンツで決定しよう。ケイちゃんもレナも依存はないね。
I guess not. It's you who gets to decide, Mion. Oh god.
面白くなった方がいいでしょ。
You only think it isn't interesting already because you didn't win, Mion. God.
んも岡村さんもやめておくなら今のうちでしたよ。
I
分
suppose.
かってると思いますけど、負けたら大変なことになりますのよ。
Like, I guess it makes sense. I guess it's kind of like in... It's... Yeah, no. It makes sense with what the club is, I suppose.
それは覚悟のうちです。
僕たちも男なんです。
No, you aren't. You're like 10.
いつかは戦いたかったんです。
They've seen the many horrifying punishments we had to suffer, and they still had the courage to join in. I do admit, they have potential. What is the game possibly going to be? Kameda, the evil lord of Angel Mort, sneered at the two. Right.
まさか K さんと再び戦えるとは思わなかった。今回は正々堂々正面からぶつからせていただきますよ。
I did not think Kameda was ever going to show back up.
よりによってエンジェルモートで亀田君と戦うことになるとはな。ある意味野球で戦うより手強い気がするぜ。
Likely so. Coach Erie, the Count of Maids, laughed like he was afraid of nothing.
ここは大人の本気というものを見せてあげましょう。
Oh God. Oh God.
今日ここに入江京介のためだけのハーレムを実現させるのです。
You can't say that. So, thank you.
みんな勝たせてあげないよ。
Literally, Ren is actually like unbeatable right now, right? Like, how is anyone gonna beat her?
俺も覚悟を決めたぜ。いつまでもぼやいていても仕方ねえ。見よ、勝負は何でやる？
Yeah, what are we doing? I'm sure it'll just be a nice, normal card game or something, right? Surely.
みんな、道を開けて。
Okay.
ウエイトレスの皆さん、運んじゃってください。
What is it? In the kitchen, the real waitresses are standing by with many desserts on trays. It looks like the game is going to be either a speed eating or a competitive eating contest. Oh, okay. Okay.
店長、
Maybe.
本当にいいんですか？
いいから運んじゃって。
Oh, this guy, right. Okay, okay.
面白いことは何でも大歓迎だよ。せっかくのイベントでだし、盛り上がらないと。
Oh God, I just have so many questions about the timeline. About like Shion stuff. So Shion went through all that stuff that happened before 1983, right? So she started working here. She had, she talked to Yoshiro here. She started working at Angel Mort. All that stuff happened, right? She disappeared. I assume she had to rip off her fingernails and everything, right? But then what happens after that, right? So her life just sucks, I guess, forever, right? I guess that's better than her killing everyone, but still, like, I don't know. The waitresses checked with their manager and started bringing in the desserts. The two of my underclassmen, Kameda-kun, Coach Rena, and I, sat at a table together. A horrific amount of desserts was brought before us, oh God. I wanted to enjoy watching the cute waitresses placing desserts on the table, but right now, I was in a fighting mood. I had no time for that. The audience surrounding our table seemed to have grown excited too. Hey, I mean, Keiichi didn't eat breakfast, right? He woke up and immediately left, so that's big, right? I bet it didn't even cross their minds that they would see a serious battle at Angel Mort today. But they didn't care, as long as it's fun to watch. Okay. That's gonna be hard to, like, to verify, right? I guess they each just have to have, like, their own plates, I suppose, and then, like, okay. Oh, the total weight. Interesting. Oh God, I'm scared. When the words competitive eating came up, Kameda-kun smiled evilly. Yeah, remember, like, their whole thing? Yeah. Damn it, Kameda-kun had the advantage. No. So what? That's not fair. That is not fair. Damn it, having two stomachs for a competitive eating contest was an absolute advantage too. Oh God, this scares me. I'm worried it's gonna be a nasty. Yeah, no. I bet Rona has this down. I underestimated her. Rena can overcome physical impossibilities when she goes into cute mode. She might even be able to eat food that's heavier than herself. Yeah, what would the best strategy be, right? Drink a bunch of water. Does that count? I guess you want to eat the densest food possible, right? which I don't know what that would be. Like, cake and stuff is really, like, spongy, you know? So, like, you probably don't want to eat a bunch of cake, right? I guess it depends on, like, the consistency, right? I don't know. I'm sure. I could see a black aura surrounding him, which I found very intimidating. The glint from the eyes that shone behind his lenses was sharp enough to pierce an iron board. Keiichi's hallucinating again, it's over. Damn it, he was in maid mode, which is equally as strong as Rena's cute mode. Shit, I was the only one without any advantages. No, you have your iron spirit.
Ready? Go!
Okay. I wasn't ready emotionally, but Mion started the game without hesitation. Oh god, oh god. Damn it, there's no turning back. I had to do this. There were many kinds of desserts before us. Some were easy to eat, and some were not. So, I had to get the dessert that's the easiest to eat before anybody got it. What about the yogurt parfait? That'd be pretty good. I feel like that's pretty... Is yogurt... I guess yogurt, because it's like a liquid, or it's like a semi-solid kinda, you know? It's like more... It's denser than like cake in my mind, right? Probably a good option. Like, stop making that noise. But of course, everybody seemed to be thinking the same thing. Oh god, it's gotta go flying everywhere. Everybody reached out for the same dessert as fast as they could. A white light flashed in front of our eyes, and the parfait disappeared. My hands clashed with the others in midair. I'm sure, yeah. She's got this, she's got this. If this is how the battle's gonna be, oh yeah. Runa took the parfait. She was literally as fast as lightning. Damn it, I knew it. There's no way I can beat Runa in the opening move. Runa took the parfait like a frog catching a fly with its tongue and swallowed it in a single gulp. She did all that in seconds. She's usually gentle and calm, but she's a totally different person right now. Really, it's terrifying. I see. I now understand why people say women always have room for desserts. Do they say that? But in the special environment of Angelhorn, Kamada-kun wasn't far behind Runa. He grabbed a fruit parfait and swallowed it as if drinking beer from a mug. It looked very dynamic. Keiichi, you gotta get going. Stop watching everyone else. We gotta hurry. Like... Oh, God. Keiichi's beaten those odds before. Come on. Kamada-kun and Okamura-kun look at the extraordinary techniques Runa and Kamada-kun are displaying, but they seem to be very calm. They knew their advantage. As long as they kept a steady pace, they could eat more and eat faster than anybody else, because there are two of them. Runa and Kamada-kun were eating very fast, but they might slow down in the middle, so this is going to be an unpredictable race. Keiichi, you're part of the race too! Start eating! Like, son of a bitch, I won't lose this game. I shoved my dessert into my mouth and kept eating. I just kept eating. Okay. Big. Ow, ow, ow. Damn it, my mouth got extremely cold when I swallowed a ball of ice cream. How could the others do this so easily? Would ice cream be a good bet? Ice cream would probably be a pretty good bet, right? There's an idea. I should melt it first. I suppose I could use some kind of heat to melt it first and then drink it down. What kind of heat? Like, I just start putting your hands on it? Like, that would be so disgusting. Like, what? I ask them to microwave it? Like, plus, it would be easier for my stomach to take when it's not so cold. But how should I melt it? It would take too long to use body heat, and I didn't have any other source of heat with me. I mean, there's like the light fixtures, but I don't know. Coffee? Oh god, coffee. Okay. No, that's actually big, right? And if that counts, if drinks count, I just drink a bunch of coffee and stuff, right? I feel like that's a pretty good bet for... I guess I don't know what the density of, like, water is compared to, like, solid food like that, though. I don't know. I mean, obviously, this whole thing is ridiculous. I have no idea how they're going to verify who ate what and how much, you know, but... No match for an adult, Keiichi. It's over. No, damn it. He was one step ahead of me. I could order hot coffee too, but I'd still be one step behind him. I'd have to come up with something to melt my ice cream faster than hot coffee. Oh god, what is this? Keiichi held his head, screamed that line, and bent his neck backwards. Is this... okay? When he gets like this, he always speaks everything that's on his mind. It's very fun to listen to. But I had to concentrate. I needed to win this game. I was going to keep eating as much as I can and take all of the adorable girls home with me. This is Reddit POV, okay? We got like pink text for Reddit POV, okay. Oh, it doesn't show up in the back. Okay, good to know. Okay, we just flipped. Sure. I don't like the sound effect. Oh. Ah ha ha ha. I was having so much fun. I was so thrilled that I felt like my heart was about to burst. I might have been acting totally uncute, but I didn't care, exactly because I was having so much fun. Having fun, right? Having fun. Having fun. It just always makes me think of that conversation, right? That her and Keiichi had in Chapter 3. She thinks a lot about having fun, doesn't she? And like happiness and life and that kind of thing, right? I mean, that was kind of like the start of the chapter too, right? Obviously. Whether or not you have to struggle for happiness, I suppose. Michan always comes up with such extraordinary games. I'm gonna read it again now, the beginning of the chapter. Sadako-chan loves to play pranks, even though we just did. Rika-chan is very sneaky, but it's impossible to hate her. And Keiichi-kun is always so fun. Such a good group of friends, right? I enjoy every day. I wish I could express how much I really do enjoy them better than saying how happy I am. Than by saying how happy I am. Enjoy every day. But that's such... That goes along with, like, the tip, right? The tip about, like, rolling the dice. And that, like, deciding, like, how happy your day is, right? That if you view having a happy day as rolling a 6, well... It's like the odds, right? That's such a sad way to think about it, right? That's going to end eventually, right? That it's a 1 in 6 chance every day. You just had like a lucky streak, you know? Like, that's such a sad way to think about it, you know? But it's a perspective I could understand from someone like Rena, who has somewhat of a troubled, like, past in a way, right? That this idea of happiness being like this ephemeral, temporary thing, you know? Sometimes I even feel anxious because I enjoy every day so much. Right, yeah, because that's what that would feel like, right? If you view it like that. If you view it like that, you would get this feeling of like the happiness having to end and almost you having to pay like compensation for it, or that, you know, if you've had this lucky of a streak of having this happiness for so long, then it's only a matter of time until you have like a streak of bad, right? Until it's over and you know, the luck will even out eventually, that you'll have a bunch of negative days, you have a bunch of negative time where you aren't happy, you know? There's as much misfortune and pain as there is happiness and pleasure in this world. So it only makes sense you would get an equal share of both, right? And I know very well that they all come to you regardless of how hard you try. You'll have happy days regardless of how hard you try. You'll have unhappy days regardless of how hard you try. But that doesn't mean that you don't need to try hard. Right, I don't disagree. So I don't disagree with that perspective, that you should try to be happy. You have to try to be happy, right? Like, of course. And yes, there will be days that suck, and there will be days that are good. Sure. I guess like my concern about it, I guess like the way that she could be thinking about it that I would, like, disagree with, or that I would think would be, like, going too far, is if therefore you think that you have some kind of, like, personal responsibility over it, right? If you feel like then, if you have an unhappy day, that if you had tried harder, that it could have been happy, right? That you take, like, this, that kind of feeling about it, you know? Because I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that would be a good way to think about it, right? And I don't know, it just makes me think too, is it's like, can you burn yourself out? Can you try too hard to be happy? What would that even look like, right? Like, what would that even mean, you know? I guess it's just like the weight on your shoulders thing. It's just like the feeling of like, it being a thing you have to really struggle and try for at all times, you know? It's like when is happiness not worth some amount of struggle, right? I guess my answer would be, like, never, right? Like, the point, like, what's the point in life if you aren't happy, right? You have to be happy, right? Like, you have to be. So, when would any amount of struggle not be worth reaching that happiness? Well, I don't know, right? Because I guess that's kind of like it's kind of like begging the question in a way, right? Because obviously, if the struggle leads to happiness, then that means the struggle has to have been worth it, because you're happy in the end, right? So I guess the issue would be, I guess the problem would be, what if you're struggling really, really hard, right? You're suffering through that struggling. And the struggling is only worth it if you're happy in the end, right? Because then you're happy, right? So it's like, oh, that struggle, like, definitionally, like, logically, has to have been worth it because you ended up happy in the end, right? I suppose, right? That's still an interesting way to think about it. But what if you're struggling a lot, trying to be happy, and you never do, right? It's like, in that case, you would think, oh, it would have been easier for me to just give up, to just not try and be happy, you know? God, I don't know. I don't know, right? That's something to think about, you know? It's such an easy thing to, like, fall into. If you're at a point in your life where, you are generally unhappy, right? If you're, like, depressed, if you're, like, if you just aren't having a good life, right? It's hard. It's hard to, like, gather that resolve to, like, try, right? To start trying to be happy. Because at that point, it's like the default for you is, oh, what if I try really hard and I fail? And I'm still not happy? Then it's like, I should have just kept not even trying, you know? It'd be easier that way, you know? It's like, in that moment, as you're struggling, as you're trying, you're probably even less happy throughout that process, because you haven't achieved the happiness yet, and that you've introduced all this struggle into your life, right? Man... I guess for me, fundamentally, I just don't know if I view happiness in this way. I don't know if I view happiness as something that you should have to, like, struggle for like this. Well, I don't know, that's like a weird way to say it, though. Like, what do I mean? It's something that you shouldn't have to struggle for, right? Like, it's something, like, am I saying that you never struggle for it? Like, I don't think so, right? I guess it's the viewing it as... Oh, well, I don't know. I just don't know. I guess maybe I take it for granted, right? I guess maybe I take the way I feel now, as a generally happy person, like, for granted. And I view it as something that just comes naturally in my life, for the most part. And for a lot of people, I don't think it's like that, right? Like, for Rena here, it feels like she does view happiness as, like, this ephemeral, like, temporary thing that she really has to hold on to, that she really has to struggle to maintain, right? Her life isn't like that, isn't like mine, I suppose, right? Or like someone else's, where happiness is just like an easier thing for them to hold on to, just because like the circumstances of your life, right? Just the way things are for you, you know? Like, I mean, just like an obvious thing, it's like if you have a job where you make $1 million a second, it's probably a lot easier to be happy than it is if you're working 3 jobs at once, working a bunch of overtime, trying to, like, survive, right? Like, that's, you know, like, your circumstances obviously have a lot to do with how easy it is to be happy, I suppose. So, I don't know. Because I guess, like, the reason why it's rough for me to think of it in that way is because it goes back to what Runa said to Keiichi in Chapter 3. That you have to think of happiness as being something that can disappear. You have to be able to be... like, to come to terms with that, and to understand that just because you're happy right now, it might end one day, and you have to be, like, prepared for that, I suppose, right? That you know, that things can go bad, right? And I guess that is a really hard thing to grapple with, right? Especially from the perspective of being happy in the moment, right? Like me right now, right? Yeah, I mean, any innumerable bad, awful things could happen that could ruin my life, right? But I would rather not think about them, right? I'd rather not think about those things, you know? It's hard to think of happiness in that way. But I guess Rena is almost thinking it from the other side, right? It's for her, happiness is this thing that I suppose she has to struggle to get, right? Yeah, she feels anxiety that she's getting so much happiness, right? That maybe the happiness right now is coming, like, easy to her, right? And yet she's still trying so hard. It's like she is kind of overexerting herself, maybe, right? That she's trying so hard, despite the fact that she is just a kid. She's just a kid. She's just going to school. I hope, I guess we don't know that much about her life, but I hope she doesn't have a bunch of crazy responsibilities she has to keep up with that are all of these obstacles in her way for just having, like, a normal friendship with all of her friends and just going to school and just living, like, a stress-free life, all of that, you know? And yet she still feels the need. She still feels like happiness is this thing that she has to, like, dig her hands into, dig her fingernails into, and, like, hold on to, you know? I don't know. Okay, let's continue. I can try to make my happy days even happier and last longer. Yeah, like that's the kind of attitude I mean. That's the kind of attitude I mean, where it's like, that's kind of scary, right? That's kind of scary. I don't know how I feel about that, right? Like, because I feel like then it's like, can you truly enjoy the happy days? Can you truly enjoy the happiness if you're always this preoccupied with worrying about its end and thinking about its end and overexerting yourself so much to make it last as long as possible? But I don't know, but that's kind of like the point, right? That's kind of what you should do, maybe. It just depends what impact it has on you, right? In the same way, I can try to make my unhappy days happier and end faster. Sure. I struggle very hard to achieve that, right? Like, I guess I understand the perspective of that, right? It's like, I guess if she applies that to everything in her life, right? If she applies that to everything in her life, of just generally trying to be happier, sure, I get that. But I think there is still this level of, like, responsibility that she feels about it. This, like, this weight that she puts on herself. When a lot of the time, it is circumstances outside of her own control. The only thing you can control is your own attitude towards it, right? Your own attitude towards, like, a lot of things, right? Obviously, there's a lot of parts of your life that you can control. But when an event happens that you can't control, the only thing you can control, of course, is how you react to it. So, sure. That's why I'm going to enjoy the happy days I have now as much as I can. I must not take them for granted, because they won't last forever. It's also just such a sad perspective for, like, a kid to have, right? Like, because, like, as you grow older, it's, like, such a thing, right? Where you look back on the way things used to be at some point in your life, and you think about, like, oh, I wish I could go back to that time, right? I wish, you know, that those were the good old days back then, you know? And it's like, the answer to that is to, like, always think that you are in the good old days right now, right? Make the most of the days you have right now, right? Sure, right? And I understand that. It's just there is something it's so, like, melancholic, I guess, that Rena has this perspective as, like, she's so young, right? Like, I just feel like it's something like this. It feels like it's like her, there should be some level of innocence that I would want her to have as a child, you know? To not be thinking of happiness itself as something like this, you know? It's sad, right? But I guess it has to come from her experiences, you know? They won't. One day, all of a sudden, these happy days will come to an end. I know it. And that's what I mean. That's really... But normally it's not all of a sudden. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think it is all of a sudden. I think it's normally like a gradient. It's like a spectrum. It's like a slope. It's like a, you know, like... The things in your life that make you happy. It's like this big amalgamation of stuff, right? That makes you happy. All of these different aspects of your life. And they change, and they go away, and new things show up, and new... You know, there's all these things, right? That affects, like, your mood and how you feel about your life, and whether you're happy or not, right? And it's never that ball of things, right, just disappears, and suddenly everything sucks, right? It's just things fall out of it, things go into it, you know? There's just this whole... Right? I don't think it's just instantly out of nowhere you're unhappy now, right? It's just one day... Things slowly things change over time, right? Like one day, like let's say, I don't know, tomorrow, Mion moved, right? Mion had to move to Tokyo, right? That would be a big change in her life, right? That wouldn't have to ruin everything forever for Rena. Things could still be happy, right? It's just, it's interesting that I'm saying this though, because the story, Higurashi in general, has been this, right? It so much has been things are fine, things are going great, and then suddenly something happens and everything's horrible, right? It's just like instantly, you know? So I guess that does happen. I just don't think that is a typical thing for the most part. Obviously, there can be big, giant disasters that ruin your life, right? Of course, there can be. I just don't think that is the typical experience that most people have. I think most people's lives change steadily, right? It's like it's a gentle slope up and down, right? It's not a sudden like spike that changes everything, you know? That happens, sure, that does happen to people, but even then it's like probably not as extremely as the things that we see in this story, right? That we've seen in Higurashi, right? Like most people never have an experience where suddenly they start hallucinating, going insane, and they kill their friends, right? Like that doesn't happen, right? To most people, you know? But I guess it's an interesting thing to think about, though, you know? That's why I was trying to enjoy the happiness I received today, so that I wouldn't regret it, even if the world ended tomorrow. It's just such a sad thing. I noticed my hands stopped moving while I was thinking about these things. When spending time with my friends, I feel so happy that my heart might burst, like she can't hold it, right? Like the happiness is too much, you know? Can happiness be too much? I don't really think so, right? I don't think happiness is something that, like, can destroy a person, you know? But I guess I can understand. It's like that anxiety she feels. I feel like it's so... Oh, it's so relatable, I think. I think I can understand it so much, right? It's like feeling whether or not you, like, deserve it, right? Like, it's like, it feels so much like she's coming from the perspective of someone who has been very unhappy in life before, who's had things like that happen. So then once her life has been pieced back together, and she's having happiness again in her life, right? It's this feeling of, like, okay, when is it gonna go away, right? When, you know, this can't last forever, right? Because I've experienced that before, it not lasting forever, right? It ending, so, yeah, I feel like it's too much, that it's, you know, that you don't deserve it, that it's gonna break you, almost, maybe, you know? I even love doing the punishments. They're fun for me. I have friends. I have a place where I fit in. I have time in which to be myself. I have a me that I love. Oh, and that is the best thing to have, if you really do have that. I love everybody. I love Mi-chan, Sadako-chan, Rika-chan, and Keiichi-kun. I love everybody in my class and everybody in Okonomiya. Can you really love everybody, though, right? Can you really love everybody? Can you love everything and everybody? Maybe. Maybe. And I guess I can understand that. It's like, if like, let's say hypothetically, my concerns over Rena's home life are unfounded, and that Rena truly has, like, a perfect life, right? That there is nothing in Rena's life right now that bothers her at all. That it is all just good, right? I can't even imagine that. I can't even comprehend, like, what that would feel like, what that would, like, be, you know? I don't know. I think, like, I just don't even know if that's possible. But I guess I can understand how that would be anxiety-inducing in a way, right? I don't know. God, I don't know. The pink text is very interesting. It really feels like we're seeing the world, like, through a different lens, just in the changed color of the text. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What does she think of Kameda, huh? God.
レナさんしっかりしてくださいまし。監督を勝たせたら承知しませんですかよ。
Sure, true. God.
私は負けませんよ。飲めと言われれば太平洋だって飲み干して
I guess. Is swallowing the Pacific Ocean more impressive than parting it like Moses? I don't know.
見てろ。ここからいよいよケイイチ様の逆転劇の始まりだぜ。
As always.
なあみんな。
Oh God, this effect, huh? This is their new effect.
レナ、どうしましたですか？
I had left the table.
ごめん。
Interesting. It's like it's too much,
ちょっ
huh?
と手洗い行ってくるね。
I was just so happy. I didn't care who won or lost this match. Of course, it's more fun when I go crazy and try to win. But I could never be happier than this. Is that true? I don't know. That's such a sad thing to say, I think. Which is weird, because it's like saying I could never be happier. That doesn't sound sad, but... It's just the way she engages with it, I guess. The way she thinks about it is so... I don't know. It's sad. It's sad. If I could seal this happiness in a piece of crystal, I'd carry it around with me in my pocket. I'd use it as heat to ward off the cold of hard days that are certain to come to me. I know they will. It's just this way that she keeps going back to that. She keeps thinking, okay, this is gonna end one day. This is gonna end one day. It'll all be over. I'm happy right now, but I won't be in the future. Right? It's just, she keeps thinking about it, right? It's so... Man. I guess that's what happens when you don't take happiness for granted. So maybe in that case, you should take happiness for granted, right? Maybe that is the better way to think about life, is to just think that I'm just happy and that's just the way it is, and I'm not gonna overthink it, right? I don't know. You're not truly happy when you feel happiness. Oh, God. When you're bored with happy days and don't even realize that you're happy. That's when you've achieved true happiness. Oh, right. Man. You're bored with happy days and don't even realize that you're happy. That's when you've achieved true happiness. Huh. You only feel true happiness when you're in a freezing cold environment. Interesting. That's the only time your heart can feel the warmth of even a small happiness. When you're in a freezing cold environment. And she's relating coldness to sadness, right? So like you have to be sad, you have to experience the sadness to be able to appreciate happiness. I suppose, but like I feel like where she's coming from is like you're only experiencing happiness if you're able to appreciate it in contrast to unhappiness, right? I just don't know if I agree with that. I don't know. I feel like that gives you a different perspective on it. That definitely gives you a different perspective on like your emotions and like what you're feeling, right? Because if you've had a happy life forever, then like, yeah, sure. But you're still experiencing the happiness, right? So I don't know. On my way to the bathroom, I saw a waitress and a customer arguing at the register. The customer was a woman. The waitress was trying to explain that the lady needed a ticket to get a seat because the restaurant was holding an event today. But the lady, saying she didn't know, was still trying to get a seat. After a while, the store manager was called and started apologizing to the lady. Oh, hi there, Rena. How do I pronounce this differently from Rena? Okay. Hi there.
チケットないなら入れないって表の見えるところにちゃんと張り紙しといてよ。たく客を何だと思ってんの?
True. The lady's eyes met mine. I guessed who it might be when I heard the voice, so I was prepared.
あら? レイナちゃんじゃない?
Oh, calls her Raina. Am I saying that right? Let me...
こんなとこで会うなんて奇遇よね。あら? レイナちゃんじゃない?
Raina? Should it be Raina? It should be Raina.
奇遇よね。
Yeah, I guess it should be Raina, not Raina. Yeah, Raina. Okay. We have Rena. Rena? How do I say this name differently than Rena? I just don't even know. Like, I don't know. But she calls her, here, that's talk, right? She calls her that. She calls her Raina. She calls her Raina. That is really weird that she calls her Raina. Does she know her parents? I guessed who it might be when I heard the voice. Definitely not her mom. Not if they're talking to each other like this, right? I held out my hand for a high five. She gave me one. Okay. They know each other. They're not... Okay.
聞いてよレイナちゃん。ひどいのよ。今日はチケットがないと入れないとか言うのよ。
But she calls her Reina, right? She calls her Reina, which is really weird, right? What's this music called? Frozen Memories. She calls her Reina, which is weird, because Rena doesn't like that, right? Or at least that's kind of the vibe that Mion gave off, right? So, can the relationship really be that good? Where does she know her from?
そうみたいですね。
まあ仕方ないわね。ねえ、お店には入れなくてもお土産にケーキくらいは売ってくれるんでしょ？
ええ、それは問題ございません。ささ、どうぞこちらからどれでもお選びください。
Interesting. We've never heard this name before, right? We've never heard of this woman ever. So, like, I don't think so. I've looked over my notes so many times. I would have known if I had ever written down this name, wouldn't I? Never mind. Rena Mamiya. This is the woman who died at the start of chapter 3. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. No, I turned and I had it written down right here. Okay. Okay. At least I all I have down. I have woman. I have above this. I have like from the very start of chapter 3. I have like woman dead and stuff, all of that, and I have her name written down like right below that, basically. So I assume at some point we heard her name. We learned that was her name. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the woman who died at the start of chapter 3. So then she had like a relationship with Tepe and stuff, right? So like what? Okay. Weird. The store manager gave her a fake smile and led her to their showcase.
私はこの可愛らしいのにしようかしらね。あの人は
She's not
ショートケ
dead.
ーキみたいな地味なのが好きだったっけ。
She isn't dead. Why is she not dead? Did that murder not always... I guess that murder doesn't always happen. What made it happen in chapter 3? And why does she know Rena?
ねえ、レイナちゃん。あなたはどれがいい？
Okay, like simple ones like showcase. Is she talking about Tepe? Or...
私ですか？いいのいいの？
Or does she know Rena's dad? Is that who she's talking about right now?
本当にこういうのに目がないわね。どれでも好きなの選んでいいわよ。
じゃあ、
Ooh, too many options, huh?
私もショートケーキでいいです。
あら、他にもこんなに可愛らしいケーキがたくさんあるのに。
Interesting.
なんだかとっても迷っちゃうけど、こういう時はショートケーキが一番美味しそうに見えるんです。
Chooses the shortcake.
そう。じゃあ、ショートケーキを2つとプチトリアノンを1つ。
Ah, I wish I knew how Rena actually feels about her. I don't know how to say Rena and Rena differently. I just don't know how.
お持ち帰り。
I gotta wait till the character says it. I don't know. She imitated the smile I usually made. I replied with the same big smile. Then I smelled the strong scent of her perfume, and it made me sneeze. Interesting.
あら、風？
Renaissance perfume and I never seem to get along. Right. Interesting. Never seem to get along. My immediate assumption is their relationship is not good, I'm gonna guess. And, that line right there really makes me think that just the fact that she calls her Reina, right? Like, that's crazy, right? Okay, new tip. Business card. Oh, okay. Star Rena Star. Height 168 centimeters. Hobbies. I'm interested in indoor gardening. I want to make tea with the herbs I grow. I always enjoy your funny and interesting stories. We should go out somewhere next time in private. Gentleman's Club Blue Mermaid. Private manager Rena Mamiya. Yeah. Interesting. So she is like a, so I don't know what the word for it would be, but she's like a, you know, I don't know what the word for it would be. Yeah, no, but like the gentleman club type thing. Yeah, no, I get it, I suppose. So then, do Rena's parents not have that good of a relationship? If Rena there was talking about buying a cake for Rena's dad, then... Because I assume she's not talking about Tepe. Maybe she is, right? But if her having a relationship with Tepe, having a relationship with Rena's dad, all that, like, yeah, and then that makes you think Rena's parents, maybe their relationship actually isn't that good, right? That would be why Rena didn't want Keiichi to go to her house, right? All that kind of stuff, I wonder. Okay, well, I know I said last time that I wanted to make these episodes longer, but God, that's just going to be hard to do when every chapter takes me 2 hours, because there's no way I can do another 2-hour-long subchapter right now, right? Like, that would be crazy. So I guess that's just where we have to end it, unfortunately. Gonna be rough. I mean, eventually, I could try and record, like, twice in a week. I'm trying to record, like, one subchapter at some point in the week, and record the other one some other time in the week, and just, like, put them together in the same video, and have a 5-hour-long video, I guess. I don't know. Mainly my thing, the only reason I want to go, like, do more is just I feel like it's gonna take me another year That's right. To finish Higurashi, maybe it won't be that bad. I don't know. We gotta get going, right? Like, come on. I don't know. I guess there's not really any reason for it, other than I just want to play it more, I guess. Okay. I suppose that is it. So, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.